What's up, you guys? I'm DMC. I'm a tattoo artist based in Atlanta. If you'd like to check some of my work, I'm gonna put that below the link. I'm my social media, I'm a portfolio. I hope everybody's doing great today. Happy Thursday. Today is a video that was supposed to be done a long time ago from DMC. I already watched the whole thing, but disclaimer, this is my perspective, my review. And today we got a sponsor, which is Shuttle Art marker, acrylic markers, and we did our design for today. It's gonna be based on Devil May Cry, so I am going to review these markers, also a link they give me, so you guys can, if you guys are interested in these markers, you guys can just check it out. But I'm gonna say, you guys, so far I had to draw the main character. I had to draw the main character of Devil May Cry. It's called Rabbit May Cry. So I'm gonna post while I'm talking my experience with these markers. First off, I'm gonna say they're really good. I really loved it. Maybe because this time I was knowledgeable of how to use these markers, but at the same time, while I'm drawing Rabbit, or Bunny, we're gonna be talking about Devil May Cry. All right, let's get into it. All right, I'm gonna be very straightforward. I even have a little sketchbook here. Not a sketchbook, well, it's my sketchbook, but I take some notes about everything. First of all, I was supposed to post this a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, most of you guys know my situation. I'm still dealing with it, but sometimes you have to just push it, as an adult. You cannot just take some time off. But anyways, while doing this video, I had a lot of fun. I love drawing, so definitely drawing Rabbit was very distracting. I was planning on drawing Virgil, but you guys know I love Virgil. So most of you guys know my nickname is not DMC because of Devil May Cry. Is my nickname. At the same time, I was destined to love Devil May Cry. I'm a big fan of Devil May Cry, and as an honest adult I know I have my years of being annoying, like an annoying big fan. What do I mean with that? When DMC came out, I was furious, I was annoyed, I was very I was mind closed. So I definitely didn't like that they changed Dante, but when I played the game, I actually kind of like chew on my own words, dude, I talk so much poop, but I liked the video game. The story was obviously bad, but the video game, the graphics, everything was good. So this is the same thing that is going to happen with Devil May Cry Netflix. I call it Devil May Cry Netflix because it's not Devil May Cry. First off, if I'm looking at my book, it's because I have all my information here, so I don't rumble and talk a lot and not get to the point. So first off, is not canon. So we already know it's not canon. When I told you the very first episode, I watched the whole thing at the same time. The first episode was so fire. Rabbit is the main character. Why do I say Rabbit is the main character? They did such an amazing job with Rabbit. I think his story, everything, although I know they try to change a little, that he was evil, saying that he was doing experiments, so you can still have a hate on Rabbit, but I believe he was the main character. All his story was amazing. I loved it. Unfortunately, he overshadowed Dante, which Dante is supposed to be the main character. Even if new fans or old fans might not like what I'm gonna say, but Dante is the main character of Devil May Cry. But in the Netflix show, I definitely didn't feel like that. And first off, let's say something good before we're gonna go for it. The animation was good. The series was good. As somebody that doesn't know the background of Devil May Cry, I think as a first viewer, first fan, starting to be a fan, they did really good. They did really good. I find it very amazing. The fights, oh my god, I really love the fights. I really love the fast pace and just getting to the point. Obviously, there was one of the episode, spoiler alert, I'm giving already started saying a lot of things, but spoiler alert, I didn't they on one episode I found they give the information of each character, which is Mary and Rabbit. I'm calling her Mary. I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm calling her Mary. She's not Lady, she's Mary. Okay, so anyways, that episode was very touching. It gave us the background of each character, which I feel like they didn't give too much background, unfortunately, about Dante. They're expecting you to know the background story of Dante, which is like, dude, they kept saying, oh, okay, yeah, he's a son of Sparta, but they don't give you more of that. Besides, we already know his twin brother, they're fighting over the amulet and blah 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 as little kids, but they don't give like a episode like they did for Rabbit and Mary. So that's why these two characters are overshadowing Dante. Anyways, so like I said, this show is non-canon. It doesn't follow the storyline. It doesn't follow any of the like what's going on. They did take some parts of the manga and add it to the anime also, and I believe that it was good, but at the same time it's a little confusing. I think they should have not called it Devil May Cry. I think they should have called it something else, because it was good. If you take out the word Devil May Cry, it's a good anime by itself, but because of Devil May Cry word or the title being called Devil May Cry, I think that's why it's throwing a lot off a lot of the old fans, because it's non-canon and it's completely it's like a mix. It's like a salad, dude. They have so many things in it, but still doesn't click. Anyways, I saw a lot of people saying that it was canon as well. I was like, no, it's not. Unfortunately, fortunately it's not canon, because you can see Dante Mary's story is completely different from Lady from Devil May Cry 3. That's when Devil May Cry 3 Lady was introduced. Chef kiss opening, her with the bike just jumping over and seeing Dante. Lady never not saying disrespected. There was like little flirty fights. I call it flirty fights. They're completely different to like, I'm gonna kill you. Anyways, best character, Rabbit. I have to say, Rabbit, amazing character, like I mentioned. I think it should be called Rabbit May Cry, like I mentioned. It's just, he was amazing. I think my oh wow moment was when he took out his mask, and I would have wished him being actually a demon rabbit at the same time, but I really love that they did him a human with like a mentality of a demon because of what happened. Anyways, for a new, like I mentioned, for a new fan, really good animation. For an old fan, it was confusing. I'm gonna tell you guys why. The reason why it was confusing is due to Dante being weak in some areas, in some moments, and Dante being strong. So in the fight when he got ambushed in his house or apartment, he was dodging all the bullets, but he wasn't able to dodge Lady's bullet. He was fighting toe to toe with Lady. Dude, if you remember on the MC3, dude, when they were fighting, it was a flirty fight. I love the flirty, not because I'm just a girl, but it's just like the fun that Dante was playing along with her while Lady was actually trying to fight him. Kind of like, she was obviously mad and she was just trying to fight him, but he was just like playing around, just shooting, just pushing her with his back and just like that. But here they were fighting toe to toe. I'm like, Dante is supposedly, even if people are trying to tell me like, he hasn't completely woke his demon power. Yes, but at the same time, if you guys remember on the very few first episodes, they're saying that he has supernatural power, and it means that when you're shooting him, he's recovering. So they already emphasized this. They already stated that he is already strong. So that means that even if he had the devil trigger or his his demon not awaken, he was physically already strong. So you're telling me a man, and I'm not saying like being very separating gender, but a man will always be stronger than a woman, and plus with unnatural human power, and she just wearing added stuff, so it doesn't make sense how she was able to fight toe to toe with him. Anyways, don't was it Dante dodging the bullets? Yeah, that's what I just said. Okay, weak Dante and strong Dante, like I mentioned, and being able to be captured, like he just got easily captured like that. I think the part that I was like, oh my god, was the part with on Devil May Cry 5 when he was fighting Urizen at the beginning and Dante lost against Urizen. So that makes sense. That was a demon, but letting yourself get caught like that, it was just, I didn't get it. Again, that's me being, nitpicking and stuff. Besides that, the Micaiah people, I get it. It's they try to do the good demons and the bad humans. I know I'm not gonna get in politics, guys. I don't like to get into politics and religion, but I'm saying on Devil May Cry there was no good demons. Everybody was a bad demon, and that's when Lady at the end, when you're playing Devil May Cry 3, she's saying, you know what? There's not always all bad demons, you know. But they never brought the Micaiah people or whatever it's called, and that they're suffering and actually the humans are bad. Dude, we know, okay? We know human kindness is terrible, but they're bringing a lot of like they brought kind of a lot of like their agendas, just like Disney, like they were trying to do with Snow White. What am I comparing? Dude, that's another story I gotta say. Anyways, language. Oh, dude, I'm saying the language. I am a person that curses here and there, like 1, 2, 3. But lady, you gotta wash your mouth with Clorox, dude. She had every sentence, she have a bad word. It's insane how they destroy Mary. I was like, dude, why did you make her with this language so heavy? It's unnecessary. I know on Devil May Cry, Dante does give a few bad words, but you ruling over like so many bad words, it was getting tiring. I was getting like nauseous just hearing so many bad words. Like, dude, I think it's insane to have so many that they made that so many bad words. Were they try to like portray that she's always an angry person? There's another ways to do that. So language for lady, I even put lady is the problem. I even put lady is the problem of Devil May Cry. Lady is unfortunately, well, her name is Mary. That's the other thing that got me kind of confused, because on Devil May Cry 3, when Lady was introduced, that's where she got introduced. When she met Dante, she claimed she didn't have a name. When they're like shooting, like, so what's your name? And she's like, I don't have a name. And he's like, so what do I call you? And she's like, whatever, just call me whatever. So he's just like, okay, lady, you know, that's where she got the name Lady. Why? This is a big thing, because she hated the name Mary. Mary comes from his dad. That's when Occam in some of Devil May Cry 3 tells her, I give you the name. When he throws her out of the, what's it called, the tower, he's like, I give you the name that destroys my heart, that you're not taking Mary. So in Devil May Cry Netflix, they still show that she am still carrying the name of Mary because that's her name, but that difference of like Lady and Mary is completely different. I don't that little name change can do so much difference from like being called Mary, because now when you hear Mary, you're like, oh, I hate this character. And when you think about Lady, you think about Lady from Devil May Cry, the whole series. But that division makes it unlikable, because now you can just make or understand that she's a completely different character, dude. I don't know if they try to like, in the way that Occam passed away or became, I don't think he's dead on the Netflix show, because they just saw burning and everything, so they might bring him back now that Rabbit is, dead. Because as we know, they already announced that there's going to be a new season coming out, season number 2, because they already made a lot of money. So we'll see what happens. We saw Dante Spoiler alert, we saw Dante with long hair, so we'll talk about that in a minute. So lady got me it's still carrying Mary Occam's name, which is, if you hated your dad, I would have completely changed my name, just like Dante from Devil May Cry 3. Dante getting easily captured. I already said that. Dante fighting toe-to-toe to Lady. I already mentioned that. I was insane. I was like, why would he fight toe-to-toe with she's stronger? Oh, okay, last, not on the last, on the end, Virgil. Virgil was a person, is a person, that's why I love Virgil. Virgil, the reason why I love Virgil is because he is a character that he have straight up his mind of what he wants. Even on Devil May Cry 5, even when he find out he have a son, he still is like, you know what, let me fix this. But I know it sounds sad to say like he didn't show like the fatherly love, but at the same time, he's a character that has a bit change, not too much, but he is driven for power. So he straight just look for power. This is it, power, no friendship, power. Power to be strong and embrace his demon powers or demon background. So when I saw that Rabbit was carrying his amulet, I'm like, Virgil would have not give that amulet for free. So, but the design that they show was Virgil Nello Angelo. So that got me a little confused because on Devil May Cry 1 and all that, when we know that is Nello Angelo, he actually doesn't have a memory. He doesn't talk. He's controlled by Mundus. So if he was controlled by Mundus, he would have not have will to like be able to give and talk. So that got me very confused when I saw that. I also understand it's non-canon, but when at the end, oh my, the cheesy line. So if you guys know Devil May Cry 5, the song in Forever, I love this song because I love the instruments and how it changed. But it's the one from I Am the Storm, that is the storm approaching, from Devil May Cry, from theme song for Virgil, that is I am the storm that is approaching. So it was, oh my god, cheesy. It was so like, why? I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking, but at the end he's like, I am the storm. I'm like, you okay? Have you watched, I was gonna ask the Virgil from Netflix, have you watched Devil May Cry 5? How did you know you had to say that line? So definitely I like that they show Virgil. Obviously they're going to show Virgil at the end so people can get hooked, because there is a lot of people that loves Virgil. But it got me confused again, because now he's like proclaiming and just saying Mundus is your new, like, you got to serve Mundus, blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, so you're under the control of Mundus, because I don't think Virgil will be saying all that things, but at the same time you look very coherent to be able to be controlled under Mundus influence. So I'm at that point when I saw that, I'm like, maybe he's a Nello Angelo currently, even if he had the features of Nello Angelo, because the difference between Nello Angelo and demon form Virgil is completely different. So that's why I was like, okay, he's Nello Angelo, but why is he very vocal? Why are you like talking like if you're not controlled? I don't know. I was like, okay, that actually threw me off. But like I mentioned, we already know that I said, oh my god, I said or Virgil just lost his dignity. I was like, did Virgil just lost his dignity and just being proclaiming Mundus' power like that? Yeah, like I said, Devil May Cry focused a lot on Lady. Fights were okay. The fights were good. Like I mentioned, the fights were really good. I really enjoyed the fights. They were good. I don't have a complaint about it. Of course, some CGI was like, you know, what the hell, but it's fine. It's not gonna, like the CGI when Dante became a demon in the air, I was like, I can see the difference, but okay. Now my favorite weapons is Agni and Rudra. Agni and Rudra are, when I used to play Devil May Cry 3, my combo was Agni and Rudra Rebellion or Agni and Rudra and the Cerberus. Those were the fire ones to get up into the SS rank. Anyways, so I was like, they destroy my man so hard. So on Agni and Rudra, they were supposed to be the weapons. They were supposed to be the weapons that they have a stone body or like a statue using them, because nobody has ever be able to hold them and be able to use them as properly as it is. How do I know that? Because on Devil May Cry 3, when they had the dialogue, Dante talking to the swords, like, hold on, after he defeated them, he just walked out and they were like, hold on, we can help you, use us. We have been looking for somebody to be able to use us. So that's when Dante grabbed them as a weapons, and they were just like fighting, like he was using them, and they talk a lot. I love that they were like talkative, and when you get to the point of a combo, they talk so much when you're playing Devil May Cry 3 that at the end he's like, shut up. So that's what I love Agni and Rudra. But on the Netflix show, they made them look funny. They had an accent, and I'm like, what does this have like British? But they had an accent. Their face was, I have an accent, okay, but it's just that when you hear a voice from a game, you kind of have to look for something similar. That's what they did with Dante. So they used the voice of Nero from Devil May Cry, and they give it to Dante because they're trying to make Dante sound younger. They should have used similar voices for Agni or Rudra. They had that thick accent, like brother, like that was so cool. But on the Netflix show, they did show that they have their own face and they still love as brothers, but they got their head cut off. So it was like they try to bring that from the actual game, that the stones didn't have head. They were just based on the swords, that the swords had head. So it was like, man, dude, you should have just kept it like that. But I guess obviously it's a what's it called, a non-canon. So anyways, I have here Ebony and Ivory. So they were not shown in this season. A lot of people, I including myself, I'm not gonna be just telling people like, oh, you guys, I did myself too, saying where's Ivory and Ivory. They didn't show them obviously, because Dante tend to like destroy guns because of how his grip is, but they show that on Evanescence video. He was there and he was using the guns and he was going on Tony Ride-Graver, so he's going on their like the manga book, so he definitely was using them. So that I'm like, they were at the beginning of the series, but I guess they already anticipated, they already had a season 2 ready. They were just waiting for seeing how well it's gonna do. Anyway, Cavalier Angelo, dude, this guy was so hard to fight on Devil May Cry 5. This guy was huge, he was tall. But when they show, I still like that they give him some props of being so cool, but he was easily defeated. And I was like, man, they should have left them keep alive. I think that would have been good. But yeah. So on conclusion, I'm gonna give my 2 perspective as a Devil May Cry fan, old fan, because I've been in love with Devil May Cry since I was a teenager. It have a very special place in my heart. I'm happy there's more people coming and trying the game. The skyrocket. A lot of people are playing the game more. New people are liking it, and that means that the more people are playing, the more there's gonna be demands of having a Devil May Cry 6. I think I'm very grateful that they brought a series to have more marketing. The story I didn't like how cruel Lady did to Dante. It was I'm sorry for the bad word, but they fucked her up. Like, they did her character so bad that she's unlikable. If you see, a lot of people are talking so mad things about Lady. So The animation was good and everything. The story was interesting. I liked it, but it's just that they did Lady so bad, and Lady was one of my favorite characters from Devil May Cry. So it was. I mean, I love the whole. And Trish is kind of okay. I kind of like her. It's fine. She doesn't bother me. But the 3 combo of Dante, Virgil, and Lady was like the best idea ever. But I hate that they did her like that. Besides that, as a new fan, if I was a new fan, I find the series really good. I find it interesting. I find it good. Only if I didn't know the background, and if as a new viewer, I'll be like, oh, this is a good anime. I can't wait for the next anime. But again, there's already a title. There's already a title called Devil May Cry, which comes from the video game, that already have a series, that have what's it called, a saga, I can say that. So it's like doing the same as DMC, the reboot. Like you guys saw, they try to do DMC of reboot, and then it didn't work out, so that's why they got Devil May Cry 5. But let's hope that it comes out good the next season. I disliked how it ended. Definitely. My man Dante, they made him froze like a Winter Soldier from Marvel. Like Winter Soldier, he was like just frozen in time. I'm like, man, that sucks. But we saw this on Evanescence music video. He was out just using his guns. And yeah, so I have fun. I have fun making this video. I think I needed to distract myself a little more. Has been hard, you guys. Has been hard, but you gotta keep pushing sometimes. Getting distracted, seeing family members and everything, just to keep my mind busy. Drawing, like I mentioned, keeps me busy. And I really have fun using these markers. I'm a person that I love drawings and markers and sketchbooks and all that kind of stuff, but definitely I have fun. And yeah, I hope the next days, next weeks, next months, and things get easier, because it has been so hard. Like right now, there is no sound. The house is empty. It's just me. And it's just echoing. So I'm not gonna cry. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, you guys. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Au revoir. À la prochaine.